Good afternoon, everyone. In this afternoon, we the CRAME group will going to discuss to you the language, program, and policies of the Pearl of Asia, Cambodia.
Cambodia, the Pearl of Asia. Exciting investment opportunities in Cambodia. The growth driving factors are fast developing manufacturing, construction, tourism, and service sectors.
So, if here in our country, we call ourselves as Filipino, which is based on our Filipino language, then in Cambodia, one of the Asian country, they call themselves too as Khmer, and it's also based on their language, which is Khmer language. And Khmer language, also known as Mon Khmer language. And the constitution of the kingdom of their country establish and recognize that Khmer language is their official language and script. So it means that they use this for their conversation with one another, interaction, discussion, or it could be used for their ratings, right? And the article of their constitution, Article 69, establish that the state shall protect and promote the Khmer language as required. So, by this, it means that the Khmer language should be used in their daily conversation, writings, or speaking. And the primary importance is attributed, and that is to preserve or in order to preserve the Khmer language and their culture. And the triangular Cambodia strategies specifies that education for all includes no discrimination based on the languages. And another article of their constitution stated that state should adopt an educational program, and that is according to the principle of pedagogy, including technology, and foreign languages. The historical period, it is divided or categorized into three: the Old Khmer, Middle Khmer, and the Modern Khmer. The native Khmer language or words are either monosyllabic or disyllabic. What does it mean of monosyllabic, by the way? So it means that the word it is a word consists of one syllable, while the disyllabic it is a word consists of two syllables. And the Khmer language had been borrowed in one of the languages uses in the south of India in 6th century. And there are three types are currently used. What are those? So that are italic type, straight type, and the round script type. The italic and straight type are used or primary use in handwriting and printing, while the round script type, which is careful and creative, it is used in transcribing the religious text in Pali language.
Khmer is the official language used in speaking, communicating, and medium instruction across Cambodia state schools. However, students start to study a foreign language starts in grade 4 to 12, either English or French. Generally, English is chosen by most students, while French is an alternative in many schools. Since public schools are only available on half day, Most of the students spends other half day on studying language and classes. Right and Bound 2015, therefore creating a form of de facto bilingual education. Crash in 1996. Chinese language schools, primarily using to serve ethnic Chinese Cambodian, become popular among general Cambodian population. Besides Chinese, these schools provide the Cambodian national curriculum. Obviously, there are a small number of private language classes or schools offering some language such as Korean, Japanese, Thai, French, and other languages. Of course, even though an increasing number of private preschools offer bilingual English or Chinese programs, most preschool programs are in Khmer medium instruction, Right and Bound 2015. To achieve education for all, government has piloted 20 mother tongue-based multilingual education preschool indigenous language in 5 northeastern provinces, with technical support from CARE 2000. Cities and provincial towns across the country, English classes are offered by a broad range of private schools and NGOs, while few elite schools provides a full English medium curriculum.
Growing concern in a future Khmer language threatened by English and Chinese, as mentioned earlier, Khmer is the only official language in Cambodia. It is generally used in classroom instruction, daily communication, and workplace. Even though some private schools offer English or Chinese as a medium instruction, these private schools still need to follow Cambodia curriculum, which is set by Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport accordingly. However, there are growing concern into over-reliance on foreign languages and identities, especially English and Chinese. This might lead to undermine native Khmer language. Chan 2015 also highlighted learning many languages are not a problem, but the problem is when learners overvalue them normally. When learners learn how languages, they are also influenced by its cultural and economic forces. Even though Khmer remains the instructional languages for many higher education programs, English and Chinese are significantly increasing. Therefore, there is a danger of foreignization of Cambodian values if the government does not have a careful policy. This concern has been pointed that Cambodians who study English not only learn the language but simultaneously start to value the socio-economic status of English-speaking countries. This kind of culture pressure will only increase as Cambodia seeks greater integration with the work and Asian economics. In conclusion, Tan Chan 2015 underlined that a choice of language should not come at the cost of Cambodia's own language and culture. Singapore, for instance, is a good model in the region where English is a professional language, but where Chinese, Malaysia, Tamil are all part of national fabric. In a point of view, multilingual education serves as the best method to maintain Khmer language, cultures, and to develop
How Cambodia adopts English as its second language. English is recognized as a global language and it's used nearby everywhere around the globe. As a developing nation, Cambodia benefits from English since the language can be used as a bridge. English helps to connect the kingdom to the latest developments of the world in various fields, from social science to science technology. According to 2013 Census of Cambodia, the country has 12 major languages. Khmer is the most widely spoken language in the country. Although French was dominant foreign language in Cambodia for a long time, English replaced French since 1993. Currently, street signs in the country are usually bilingual, written in both Khmer as well as in English. English is a large number of universities impart education in the English. The language has also replaced. French stops the currency. English is now used as the foreign language in Cambodia's diplomatic dealings with other countries. So, the teaching of foreign language in Cambodia is examined in the light of its recent history. We all know that English is very important in our daily life because English is the most used to communicate all over the world. And English is one of the languages known many, with about 20% of the global population speaking.
At this moment, I will be going to discuss how Cambodian people adopt English and how it is being used at school. English was first established in the Cambodian education system as a foreign language in the late 1980s by Cambodia's Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. It has since taken off in the country and is today thought as the foremost foreign language displacing French. For the idea of everyone, before the emergence of English, Cambodia used already French as their foreign language. But when the English emerged, French language is being replaced. Since English is very important, it is a universal language. It is serves as a bridge that connects us to the foreign people in the foreign countries. And it is very helpful for us to understand them and vice versa. So, with the emergence of English, it resulted in the explosions of classes and programs offering English in the schools and universities. To support this interest, the Institution of Foreign Languages at the Royal University of Phnom Penh has played a key role in developing high-quality education teaching capacity in Cambodia since the 1990s through its Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Arts. So even if from the fact that Cambodian people has a lot of complaints about having difficulty in pronouncing English words, of course it will be so hard for them, especially if you are exposed to something that is new to you. It is a challenge, but when you put determination and has put the focus on learning something, you will going to attain everything you have dreamed of. And since you have, it is very important for a teacher, for learners to know English and even pronounce, because doing it will help everyone to avoid misconception, because failure in pronouncing and constructing English will lead to misconception or misunderstanding. So it is very important to know. But I know all of the people naman in Cambodia are practicing well, and I know some of them today are fluent already in pronouncing words in English. While Kimmer is the main idea of instructions in public schools, English is introduced as a subject at primary 5 and has even replaced French as a foremost foreign language. So even from the fact that they has a lot of things to do, and then Kimmer is still there. It's a national language in Cambodia. Any language used by a country can be replaced, but not the national language. Replace everything but not the national language, because national language serves as the identity of a country. Just like in the Philippines, we are identified because we spoke Tagalog or we spoke Filipino as our national language. Just simply like that. And to end this discussion, a friendly reminder and advice to everyone that there is no such easy thing comes first. You have to work hard in order to attain what you dreamed of. Besides, everything can be learned. And as you did your best, and as you put determination, persevere to attain something, do not assume to be that you can attain it, because you did your best, you did your part. And then when you did your part, there's no impossible thing. As you work, they can be achievable if you just work. And that's for this morning discussion. I hope everyone will have a good time and learn a lot from this discussion.